Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome to Splashtalks. This is our third session of Splashtop. This is a series where we sit down with leaders across Splashtop and give you the behind the scenes look at ideas, decisions, and perspective that shapes our company as well as our products. I'm Vishwat Parikh. I'll be your host today. This is truly a special edition of Splashtop, not because it's only the first one for 2026, but we are joined by our CEO, Mark Lee. Thank you for joining us, Mark.
Thank you, Vishu. Great to be here.
All right, and not only that, but Splashtop turned 20 this year. Yes, 2026 marks 20th anniversary of Splashtop. Mark, would you like to say something to our customers that we turned 20 this year?
Well, definitely I want to thank all the customers who's been with us either for 1 year or for over a decade. So Splashtop has grown a lot. Thanks for all your support. And obviously we wouldn't be here today without you. We really appreciate and thanks for joining our talk today. Like to share, well, I guess it depends on what Vishu is going to be asking me. Be glad to share our journey with you too.
Mark, thank you for that. And you know, the customers that have been with us for a long, long time, the IT teams, MSPs, businesses of different sizes, we want to thank you being along with our journey, and we appreciate your business and being partnered with us. We want to be your trusted partner, and we are that, and you tell us that on our feedback, on the reviews, and so on and so forth. So thank you for that. We are excited to celebrate this with you, the milestone of 20 years, but today we are also going to talk to you about winter 2026 release, and we'll give you the product demonstration. Before we get going, here are a couple of house rules. Full recording of this webinar will be shared with you afterwards. All of you are muted automatically. If you have any questions or comments during the session, please use the chat window on your screen to put those questions in there. We will try to get to all of your questions during this session. If we don't, we'll get back to you. With that said, let's dive into the question and discussion with Mark. Mark, thank you for taking the time. I know you're very busy, but our customers are looking forward to hearing from you, so thank you for being here. Let me start with a couple of questions that we have heard from our customers, and you know, people have told us on our feedback. Now, Splashtop is entering its 20th year. Mm-hmm. As a CEO, what are the non-negotiables that you think that's going to drive, that must never change, that our company grows beyond 20 years or any revenue that we have in mind? Yeah.
It's actually 25 plus years of startup experience for me. So before Splashtop, I also started another company, and we had a successful exit. Our view as founders of these startups is the non-negotiable principle is really identifying the pain points that our customers have and come up with innovative solutions that can solve those pain points and really delight them in a way that surprise them. Faster, better, cheaper has the main motto that the whole Splashtop team abides by in driving success so far.
Very good. Yeah, thank you very much. In line with that, Mark, and what you're saying is what our customers are telling us as well. They tell us that they love Splashtop responsiveness. They love our product reliability. They trust us. That's what they tell us. Mm-hmm. So what are the investments that we are making in people, infrastructure, processes to ensure that this continues and we take into consideration customer feedback as we develop our product roadmap?
I think the core, again, is earlier actually, Vishu, you mentioned about building trust with customers. And trust, we do believe, is the foundations for our success too. How do we build that trust require all of us to invest in our people, actually, as a company. We believe happy employees actually lead to happy customers too. So we invest in our people and make sure that the people we hire have empathy, aligned with our values too, and culture. We believe in teamwork because customer is going to have many different touch points across their journey with Splashtop. And we want all that experience to be the best in class. And this is already pretty well reflected, fortunately, and we'll continue to upkeep that in terms of our Net Promoter Score, so NPS. Obviously, if you go to G2, Trust Radius, and other peer review websites, you will find that Splashtop is consistently ranked top in terms of customer satisfaction. So we really take a lot of pride in this, and this continued on for the past 20 years, and we will aim to do another 20 years of this commitment.
That's very good, Mark, and that's exactly right. Customers are telling us the exact same thing. But as we scale globally, as we introduce advanced features like EDR integrations, policy management, automation, the core principle of keeping our products simple to use and delight our customers, what are we doing to make sure as we introduce complex product features that we still make sure that usability is still there?
Yep. No, that's a really tough challenge for us because especially introducing security is never that easy for customers and easy for IT MSP to manage and the complexity of security products. What we have introduced is really thinking around how do we help IT MSP gain better visibility. And with our new autonomous endpoint management product, we have introduced a dashboard that provides clear visibility for IT with a single pane of glass, essentially. So they can very quickly, on a daily basis, help them identify critical things that they need to focus their attention on by identifying, helping them to prioritize what's critical, what are the security risks they have, or device having certain issues, whether it's needing patching or antivirus is not running or certain configuration drifting that happen. So this single pane of glass really reduces their time to detect issues and remediate issues. Within autonomous endpoint management, or for short AEMs, we're also incorporating AI automations, right? So we can automate more tasks and remove all the mundane tasks that an IT and MSP need to do, and so they can focus on bringing value to their customers too, in a more effective and timely fashions.
Very good. Yeah. Well, you kind of touched on the next question I was about to ask you. There is no interview is complete without talking about AI. So AI is everywhere now. So how are we leveraging AI internally as Splashtop to make sure that all the employees are productive and making sure our products are developed efficiently? And what are we doing to help our customers with AI that they can deliver better outcomes with less resources?
Well, AI is a big topic, and we're all learning as the technology is moving very fast. We have identified quite a few key areas to improve our products, to improve the customer experience, and also making their life easier and better, right? So really, again, going back to identifying key pain points. So we have heard customers who told us sometimes they are in difficult network conditions, remote access can be slow and choppy. So what we have done is really identified a new generation protocol that will be introduced early in 2026. Maybe as I speak, it's going to be in the product already. So we are leveraging AI to identify the remote screen to see what changed. If it's text, we can actually know how to enhance the text. So the overall bandwidth requirements for that remote session is actually cut in half. Leveraging AI optimized protocol, that's what we're calling it. So this is going to be drastically changing how remote access in terms of performance and bandwidth, lower bandwidth can be achieved. We're super excited about it, and it's a new innovation leveraging AI. In terms of IT MSP supporting customers too, besides having a more reliable, lower bandwidth sessions, we'll be leveraging AI to do transcript summarizations, right? So a lot of times IT MSP, after supporting a customer, they had to manually type down what they have done for the customer as part of the login compliance process. Well, we will be using AI to summarize that for the IT MSP. So there's a range of continuous AI, leveraging AI initiatives that we have that will improve our customers' lives.
That's very good. And I know that we also have initiatives that help employees be more productive. So thank you for investing in employees, as you mentioned before. This is a perfect time. We've been talking about the product, the enhancements. Maybe it's a perfect time to show what's coming up in the winter release of 2026. So let's have our product experts show some of the features and capabilities that we have built for the winter release.
Thank you, Vishruth. Hello, everyone. I'm Nityasha, part of the product and product marketing team here. In the next few minutes, we'll go over some of the new capabilities and improvements that we've recently introduced or will soon be releasing. For features that are not yet released, you may notice minor changes from what I show you today, as I'm in our staging environment for this demo. I'll start with some upcoming UI changes. Last year, we started grouping the functionality in our management menu for easier accessibility. As you can see, this is our web console here, and it looks really different from what's live today. Very soon this quarter, we are going to introduce this left side navigation where you'll see the same group features under categories like software, security, automation, and so on. You will also have easier access to your team management settings and your payment and billing options. Our goal with this improvement is to really make it easier to navigate as we continue to introduce new features and capabilities and make them more accessible to you on our web console. For the next set of enhancements, let me move over to our endpoint policies. Let me take an example here. For those who have our endpoint management capabilities, you must be familiar with this endpoint policy framework. Within the software patch, we are continuously adding additional software to our supported list. We currently have over 100 supported apps. You can access all of those here. I'd also like to call out at this point that we do support custom app as well. So for example, if you have any niche or custom built software that you would like to automatically patch, if you send us your binaries, we'll make the app available for you to patch via this list as such. We are working on the UI for you to be able to upload the binaries yourself, but until then, please feel free to reach out to us to understand options. Okay, moving on to the next, which is endpoint configuration. This also is currently available to all our AEM users and allows you to easily manage device settings across your organization. So you can set screen lock settings, define password policy, push out Wi-Fi profiles, set proxy settings, Windows firewall settings, and so on. To see the on a per endpoint, for example, I'm going to my computer list here, and to access the settings from the endpoint configuration, you can go to the properties page and the configuration tab. So based on what you defined in the policy, you can see the values that are attributed to that particular computer here. From within here, you can also enable disk encryption for that particular computer. And this is available on both Windows and Mac. Okay, next up, the big capability to showcase is our new EDR integration. We're very excited to announce this one. The first integration right now is with CrowdStrike, followed by SentinelOne this quarter as well. So once we have both, and we'll have a third as well, which will be Bitdefender, you'd be able to access your security product here. This integration allows you to manage CrowdStrike Falcon sensors directly from the Splashtop console. So using this endpoint policy, you can automate the Falcon sensor installation. You can also view high-level threat and incident details within Splashtop, so from within here. You can also set up notification settings of when you'd like to be alerted. You can continue to access the CrowdStrike console as you need. So you can go directly to the console here for remediation and other policy settings as well. This integration, it supports existing CrowdStrike licenses you might have if you have the AEM capabilities. Even if you don't and you buy the CrowdStrike licenses through Splashtop, you will also get this integration along with it. For those of you who have the dashboard, we have been introducing or leveraging AI to introduce capabilities that allow our users to process and aggregate data much more easily. For example, we have AI summarization on our dashboard for the vulnerabilities, which give you easy access to the summary of the CVE and also potential solutions to mitigate that CVE. The next AI implementation will be for our software patches. That'll give you good analysis of the software patch before you actually implement that in your environment. It will detect any known issues for that patch, so you can make an informed decision before you deploy that particular software patch. We also have improvements coming to our scripting abilities, including credential management, automation of the job progress, along with supporting running tasks from the computer list here, as well as the computer list from your business app, which will be very handy. Right now, to access the scripts and tasks, you have to go to the web console and the automation tab here. These features highlighted today are focused heavily on our remote support and endpoint management capabilities, but we continuously also improve on the overall security of our products and the performance of our remote control sessions. An example of that is the soon coming implementation of an AI-optimized codec for all our remote access users, and that will deliver fast remote sessions with even lower bandwidth usage. Okay, to know more details and to understand what we are working on for the entirety of 2026, right now we have going up until Q2. Please visit the support article here, what we are working on next. And please reach out with any questions or interests in any of the features you have learned about today. Okay, with that, Vishnu, I will hand it back to you.
Thank you for showing the great features of what's coming up in the winter release. And we are continuing to invest in our product, as you mentioned, Mark. With that said, looking at the next decade, what does a customer-first Splashtop looks like? We are always saying customer first. What does it look like, and how do you personally measure whether we are sticking to that or not?
Well, I think a good way to look at our success coming up is really going to be reflected in whether our financial metrics is hitting our numbers, right? In terms of if we are able to build trust with our customers, they will love to buy more from us, right? They will be interested to work with us more, give us more feedback, recommend Splashtop. It's that spiral of loyalty of the customer base that we're able to build in the coming years in driving success for the company. So from our perspective, Splashtop success will be able to deliver more and more great products for our customers as well. So it's a positive spiral that we hope to create in this whole process.
That's perfect. And there's very easy to measure that. So yes, we are looking forward to that, Mark. Yeah. You mentioned before that you've been, for 20 years, you've been leading Splashtop. You've been a CEO of Splashtop. You had a startup before that. So all these years that you've been being a CEO, a leader, you have gone through you have seen the massive changes in the industry, product, people, expectations of customers, and so forth. If you were to pick one leadership lesson and share with our customers and our employees as well, what would that be, Mark?
That's a really tough question in a sense that I kind of view leaderships, there's no right style of leadership. But if I were to summarize actually towards one word, it's actually adaptive leaderships. What I meant by that is, Splashtop started with a few people. And at the early stage of a company, you actually lead by example, lead by doing. But as a company scale, you want to actually lead by empowerment, lead by coaching. And so people's styles need to change. And actually, to some extent, or to a large extent also, people in different geography, you might have to lead very differently as well because of different cultural and value differences. So it's really adaptive and learning as you go too. It's very important for tomorrow's leaders continue to adapt as they engage in different situations. So yeah, that will be my answer.
That's a very valuable lesson, adaptive. Yeah, as we can see with the AI coming our way, if you don't adapt, you're going to be outdated very quickly. So thank you for that. As a reminder, please ask your questions in the chat. We will try to get to all your questions today, but if we don't, we'll get back to you afterwards. So please I see a lot of questions are coming in. Please continue to ask those questions. Well, that concludes our discussion with Mark. Thank you for being here, Mark. I know you're very busy. You're traveling all the time, but thank you for taking the time. kicking this Splash Talk off with us on 2026. Our customers were eager to listen to you and see what you're thinking about, so thank you for being here.
No, it's great to be here. Thank you all for the years of support, and look forward to your feedback as we continue to grow Splashtop to serve and delight you.
So once again, thank you for being with us. This concludes our session. We will answer all your questions. Look forward to our invitation to other customer webinars. We do this once a month. We are also starting to now do Ask Me Anything on Reddit platform. So please look out for that invitation. Look out for Reddit. If you have not following us on Reddit on Splashtop, please go and follow us, because we do put a lot of good information on Reddit, and we will be hosting live Ask Me Anything sessions in 2026. Thank you again.